we're in. It'll only like a second. It'll actually properly cut in. So Como, where are we?
We are in memory, and something has happened. Something that needs thorough attention.
Well, what actually happens is Mebury is a place of outcasts. It's in a swampy
Yes.
area. It's all the way up in a valley. It's like tucked away. There's nothing out there for most people. So there's just a bunch of people that hide out there. It used to be a lizard folk place, but then like the lizard folk, like everyone started moving in, like going to get away from the world, and they were like, "Fuck it." Um, and now they're all here. And nearby in the mountains lives a necromancer of sorts, or a lich, or someone of great magical potential. They've tolerated him for a while because he doesn't cause too many problems. Magic
Too
aside,
many.
not many
He
problems.
well, he does cause some problems, huh?
Yeah, sometimes an undead comes walking down, everyone's like, ugh, gotta put up with this one again. But they've let it happen. They've not been too like harsh on it for the most part.
But
Man, I need to
clearly
work
it
on my
wasn't
line.
in
I really
an.
need to work on my line art for fuck's sake. Some of this shit looks so much better than mine. Putting it down. Um, so eventually the village elder who runs the place is kind of sick and tired of it. One too many large undead came strolling down from the mountain, and they decided to cut the rope and say, you know what, someone's got to go up there and clean them up. We could send them away, but if we send them away, someone's going to come to us and start asking us questions. So we're just going to do it the way we've always done it and clean it up ourselves. And of course, you're the most competent person in the whole village. You are an old hero from yonder yesteryear who has a lot of fame to their name, and even now people kind of look up to you when they need something taken care of. Like you're probably the one that even cuts down the undead for the most part. Um, you even have like a permanent house. Like some people live in tents, so others live in like improv two places. You live in like a proper lizard folk house that you eventually got access to when it was cleared out. The lizard folk that live here not too keen on you or other people, but they sort of tolerate it. And so you've been instructed to come to the elder's house, which is the big wooden house with the big tower on top. And Exon is going to inform you with what they know.
Awesome.
You are at your
After
house.
the yes, after the usual morning motions, breakfast, washing up, etc.
You're spick and span for as much as
I'm
you can in these dank swamps.
yes, I'm gonna put on my scarf, a red scarf, and head out to the elder's house.
You head out to the elder's house. The place is lively enough for what it's worth. There's some people walking around. There's the smell of fish, the smell of swamp gas. It's pretty noxious, but you know, it's a village of outcasts. What do you want? It's not just outcasts because of race or anything. It's outcasts because of things they've done, like crazed alchemists, mad scientists, people that disagree with the local mages guild. Like this is where you end up if things go awry in your career. Putting that all aside, the elder's house is the big fancy one. There's wooden paneling between your house and it because you're like part of the lizard folk camp, so you are on the wooden paneling and don't have to cross through the mud. There's two like big strong guards standing next to it, and inside is the smell of all kinds of luxurious food because if you collect the taxes, you can afford the nice food. And you're let in.
Considering I probably know everybody at this point, I'll just nod hello to the guards and proceed inside.
The elder sits upon a high throne made of they could probably stand to replace the wood. But on top is some fancy pillows and all, so it's a nice high throne with a lot of fluff going on. They wave down at you and
Hello.
they beckon you closer.
Amazing. I'm gonna kind of scoot a little bit closer.
You notice
What?
that there's like a small table in front of the big high chair, and next to them is like a
Mhm.
very tall, lean lizard folk who sometimes reaches down, grabs some food, and offers it to the elder on top.
Awesome. That does seem like a kind of weird setup. Like, if your chair wasn't so high up, you would probably be able to reach yourself, but I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Don't judge the elder.
I'm
So
not judging the older. I'm just saying
you're judging his chair.
that's a pretty big ego for such a small person.
They are kind of small. Like they're probably one of the smaller people in the village anyway. They put their hands on the rest and they sort of
What
lean in. Crest.
what are they, by the way?
They are also a lizard folk because again, this is a lizard folk village, and most of the outcasts are sort of they're kind of second class citizens, but it's such a like podunk town that it doesn't matter what kind of class of citizen you are.
Yeah, not much difference. It's probably a kobold or something.
So
I just remembered something, but yes, do continue.
you've been called over. Do you know why? You should know why. You've been taking care of this for weeks.
Was it about the necromancer in the mountains?
You've seen the last one that came down, right?
Yep, that was a big one.
Very big and did too much damage. Well, I think it's time that our honorable guest becomes an honorable ex-guest. And
What do you
preferably
want
in a
me to?
method that doesn't cause any problems for us in the future.
Okay, that's fair enough. What do you suggest me do? Just cut him down?
I wouldn't care as long as the undead stop coming, I'm happy.
Hmm.
It's not like he pays taxes that often.
Yeah, but then the question is also where does he get so many corpses?
He lives like near the mountains, like a little bit further up. He has access to things like giants, like really big, scary giants.
Hmm.
And gargoyles are usually around there. So all things considered, he probably has access to like pretty decent, strong corpses. He specializes in skeletons, however, or zombies, I think.
Hmm. Probably robbing graves.
Yeah, they focus on the fresh ones. I'll leave the details up to you.
That is fair enough. I'll try to do my best. It's in our best interests, and after all, it will be less hassle for me.
I'm sure you'd appreciate the lack of extra busy work from day to day.
Yes, I'd
Do
love
you
to
know where it
sit
is?
sit sit by the fireplace and read my books.
Do you need an escort to the cavern?
Hmm. Usually I work best alone,
No, it's
but
more like, do
do
you
you
know
have
where it
anyone?
is?
Oh, I've seen the map. I have never been there personally, but I can probably go there. If you have somebody who can Sherpa me to the top of the mountain, then sure, let's do that.
Oh, they live like on the cliffside. They're not that far into the mountains.
So you can see the house from here, and I kind of look out the window.
If the trees weren't there, you might be able to see it from here. But like the village has a lot of trees interspersed in it, so
Okay.
poor visibility.
Yeah. Well, I could use a Sherpa, I suppose. At the very least, he could carry some of my stuff.
Oh
Also,
God, that
look at the chat.
dinosaur. That's so dumb. Ice him.
Yes. Yes, it's Zootopia, but with dinosaurs.
Uh,
It's probably a tiny lizard on a pile of pillows.
so one of the guards is comes inside and is quickly informed as to the circumstances and offers to guide you. He looks pretty beefy. And he
Pretty
doesn't wear
beefy.
much, so you wonder where his sense of modesty is, prancing all that stuff around.
Well, the good thing about lizards is there are no dangly parts, so it's all good.
Doesn't mean he doesn't have a lot showing. It's at moments like this why you wonder why it's only the women that have to cover their tops.
Yep.
But you're used to it. It's like the lizard folk have no modesty around here, even when the outcasts started flooding in.
Yes.
On the plus side,
That's
it
the
makes the
law of the
native scene
land.
very lively.
Yes. In the Rome do as the Romans do. I'm
But
gonna
then
hand him my little backpack because he looks like he can carry like 100 of them just fine.
he kind of holds the backpack like for you it's like a heavy bag. To him, it's like someone just
Mhm.
handed him a bag of sugar. It's like okay,
Okay.
like
Well,
not like an
I'll
actual
go.
bag of sugar, but like those household bags that you could easily carry.
Yes. Like a tiny thing.
Mhm.
It's a purse.
Oh no,
It's a purse.
what an adventurer you are, carrying around a
Yes.
purse.
It's a manly purse. It's called a what was it again?
A fanny pack.
Maybe
Oh God.
there was a specific. It's a satchel. It's not a purse. There you go.
Jeepers.
Yes.
Regardless, the elder kind of just makes hand gestures for you to go and solve the problem because
Sure
they're not in the
thing.
mood for waiting around for this to escalate or anything.
Yes. Let's break some skulls.
So this guard is he's not as strong as you are. He's also not mythic. Um, he is like a baby level compared to you. You could probably conk him in like a turn.
Oh.
He's not strong. Like these are just some random lizard folk living out in the middle of nowhere, and
Yeah.
they're not going to send like their elite guard with you because you're supposed to be fixing this problem. So
Yes. Still, he's awfully cute.
you go over. There's you just go up and up and up. You never go down. You just keep going up. You start go through some cliff faces, out and around, and it's a nice view from up here. You can see much of the valley, but it's getting a bit chilly. Like you're above where the heat is captured by the trees and foliage. The air is starting to get thin. It's not as humid up here. Like you feel like you could actually dry your clothes. And you're standing outside a very well-made cave entrance, clearly sculpted by many undead hands, judging by the craftsmanship.
Hmm. Chiseled out of stone. Are there any doors?
There is a single set of doors. They cover about 10 feet of space in total.
Mhm.
Um, and that's about it. They're very nicely made doors, and they are inscribed with every language you can conceive, and each of them says, "Get out, don't come in,"
What? Why not?
because of
Cause.
reasons.
Well, I mean, I used to put signs like that on my door, and nobody cared. So tough luck, buddy.
Well, to be fair, this is like all
We're
the way up the
barging in.
road, so anyone that does come up here probably isn't going to listen anyway.
Yes. I mean, it's probably more of a thing like, if you don't put a warning sign and somebody gets hurt, then it's your problem. But if somebody gets hurt and there was a warning sign, that it's their problem, not yours.
Yep.
A
There's like a
responsible individual.
there's a couple of bones next to the doorway, and then the guard sort of starts walking away again,
Yeah,
leaving the
well,
backpack with you.
thank you. I'll probably find a way down. I'll probably cast paralysis on myself, just kind of tumble back to the swamp.
You could just glide.
Oh yeah, or that. Yes, I could just glide. And that reminds me of the thing. Where was it? Hmm. 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 Mm. I found it. Here you go.
What's that?
It's a hamster or a mouse, and a bird from a cartoon.
Okay, but why do you show me this?
Because it's a bird form.
Whatever. Point is, the doors. There's just the doors. It's very barren otherwise. You're
Hmm.
surprised someone would
Just
want to live here with how
just
cold
literally
the air is.
the doors in the wall.
There's just
In
there's
the
a
cliff.
rough pathway leading up to the doors, yes,
Hmm.
and you're standing at the end of it.
Heck. I would like to knock.
You knock, but you get the sense that with how thick this stone is, people probably won't hear you or care.
Oh, the undead probably wouldn't care. Is it possible for me to push and then pull the doors? If neither works, I'm gonna start pulling from the bottom. Oops. Nope. Nope.
What the hell's with that sassy hamster?
He's
No, I
very
don't want that.
sassy.
I feel like I know these two.
Yes, it's from the Spirited Away
It's the
cartoon.
one I've seen. That's the only one I've seen.
Yes. From
Point
Studio
is,
Ghibli.
you push at the door and and nothing happens. Then you put your fingers between the cracks and start pulling, and the door starts opening in your direction. There is the thick, thick smell of death and like rotten flesh and musty, dusty floors.
Is it warmer inside?
It's warmer inside. There's also
Well,
small
there you
witch
go.
lights hanging off the walls every few steps.
Amazing. Somebody bothered enough to illuminate this place, which means living things actually walk through here. Because as far as I remember, the undead don't actually need the light to see.
Well, they can't see color, so. But yes.
Hmm. Fair enough.
The cold mountain winds howl around you.
Yes, let's get inside. Otherwise, yeah, I might freeze.
You are now inside, and in the dungeon proper.
Yes, I kind of close the door and look if there's any sort of lock mechanism in there.
There doesn't seem to be any lock mechanism. You see, like, burnt out runes that might have provided a lock mechanism at some point, but they haven't been renewed recently enough to be functional.
What about the lights? Have those been renewed recently?
The lights look like they're enchanted with some sort of permanency spell, so they stick around the whole time.
Is there any way to discern any activity? Like, is there like a layer of dust and such?
There's no, there's like dust all around, but there's like clear trails where things have mechanically walked.
Hmm. Well, unfortunately, I'm not a ranger, so I cannot like track these things. But at the very least, I get a general idea that somebody was moving here through
Well,
here.
undead have been coming down from the mountains, so they've probably passed through here.
Maybe, but they could also not be following through here because what undead would close the door behind them.
Maybe someone else
See,
did. I mean,
maybe somebody was leading them out. It's like, you're like 18 years now. Now you're like, you're now an adult. Get down there, do something. That is interesting. This dude was supposedly paying taxes, right?
yep.
When did the last payment go through?
By the way, hello, Chicken Weird, and I don't know what blood and bacon in a video means. Um, as
Wait,
for
what?
the last payment, they usually collect the taxes like every month from everyone. Here with him, they did it like every 3 months or so because it was just such a bother to do.
Oh, I see.
He usually paid in gemstones.
But this time they didn't,
They have
apparently.
paid in gems. They have paid. Like they are not late on taxes.
Huh. Well, maybe I'll be able to persuade them in a somewhat,
Civil manner.
yes, with less fireballs and death. With fewer fireballs and death. And
Take,
less death. There you go. Oh my god, English is hard.
you take your sweet time standing in the doorway.
Yes! I'm gonna follow the dust trail.
Well, you're not so much following the dust as the lack of dust in the trail. As you
Yes.
move, you kick up some dust of your own.
Heck. My fires are probably gonna be like covered in this goop. Now I have my birdie bird with me.
Your what?
The birdie bird, the familiar.
Yes, of course your familiar's with you.
There you go. I'm gonna snuggle with it because I'm afraid of this like darkness and everything. And it's a big, big chicken. How tall are these anyway?
I don't know.
Hmm. 2.5 feet.
Okay, so they're smaller than a kobold.
Yes.
That's the true important measurement.
Yes. It's about half kobold. If I get two, I'll have an almost complete kobold.
Move at your will.
Yes.
There's a door over there.
Are there any gaps or like cutouts in the door? Can I
It's
look
a
through the boards?
it's a relatively sturdy door, and it looks very very meticulously crafted to fit just right in the door opening.
So there's no right.
Roll me a perception
No,
check.
no
Do you
gaps.
have any do you have carry-on sense?
Carry on sense? No, I don't think I actually do.
Do you
Not
roll
on
me
this character.
perception?
Yes, that would be skills. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Perception. I'm not very good at this,
From the
or
door,
at
you
least I
smell a
didn't
very
mention it.
faint smell. It's not corpses, though.
Can I discern what it is? Do I recognize the smell?
Not well. You can roll me spellcraft or Arcana.
Hmm.
Okay. You discern that this is a poisonous smell. Most
Oh,
likely one of a poisonous gas cloud.
so
Oh,
considering I can actually smell it through the door, it doesn't seem like a very good idea to open it.
possibly.
Possibly, yes. Well, in that case, I'm gonna skip this one.
Okay.
I'm not in the mood of being engulfed in death clouds of death. Skitter, 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 skitter. Oops, skitter.
Okay, let me do something real fast. You look down the corridor and see a heap of corpses and
Heck,
bodies. They're all random parts and pieces.
they probably reek, considering there's no like flow of air or anything. Yeah, I'm gonna use my scarf to just tie my beak. Probably
Okay.
stuff some pepper or whatever into it so it doesn't smell as horrible. Something like mint.
Okay.
I'm
What do
gonna,
you do
I'm gonna,
next?
I'm gonna carefully approach that and kind of lean behind the corner.
You see a chest.
Considering there's a pile of flags, I'll probably get kicked to death if I do this, but kind of sneak past it. Well, sneak past it like kind of shuffle
Shuffle around. Yes.
with my bird, yes.
You've
And as I
shuffled
approach
around
the chest,
successfully.
yes, I'm gonna plop my bird back and I'm gonna tell it to scream really loudly if anything tries to kill me while I check out the chest.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke the chest with the end of the sword.
You gently poke the chest, and it wobbles a bit on the uneven floor. This area has been clearly been dug out in a hurry.
Hmm. Is it possible for me to check for any sort of traps? Any wires? Any pressure plates?
You don't have any experience with traps. You're not that kind of person.
Well, I am a sucker for treasure, so let me just kind of wait. Is it closed, by the way, or is it just kind of? I
It's
mean, is it
closed.
locked or is it
You
closed?
don't know.
Okay, then I'm gonna kind of sort of pull in the lid, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna stick the sword in there and use that as a lever.
You push at the lid, and it opens up. It smells terrible because it's filled with old musty clothes.
Yuck.
At least
I'm
the
gonna
top
gently.
layer is mostly clothes.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna use the sword to kind of poke around in there. Maybe
Your
there's
sword
something
clings and
underneath the clothes.
clangs against some objects inside
Hmm.
that are
I'm.
distinctly
I'm.
metal.
Yes, I'm sort of kind of iffy about touching like old clothes. I'm gonna try to paddle them away with a sword to reach whatever it was clinking against.
It was clinking against a small statue made out of a greenish metal.
Oh, is it something I recognize from any of the books that I might have read?
Do you know that a typical greenish metal is adamantine? A statue like
Uh-huh.
this is usually worth a few thousand.
That is fair enough. Is it very heavy? Is it very big?
It's only a couple of pounds. It's not a big statue, but shit's expensive.
So it's more like an action figure,
Yeah,
like
kinda.
a little paperweight. Yeah.
There's like
Well,
a lot of
awesome.
there's a lot of like coins and purses in there as well. So you hear clinging of purses as you poke around. But
What exactly is it filled with?
the rest of the coin purses are filled with coins, of course. But there's
Hmm.
lots of them, and they're all like tiny amounts.
Well, this is probably the owner's. I'm gonna pocket the statue because I like action figures, but I'm gonna leave the rest, and if anything, I'm gonna grab it on the way back because I'm
Okay,
not gonna carry the loot with me.
excellent. Move on.
Yes, yes. So I'm gonna pick up my bird, put it back on my shoulder, and shuffle past the pile of corpses if they don't suddenly decide to eat me.
The corpses seem inert.
Goodbye. I say as I kind of shuffle back and proceed down the corridor. Skitter, skitter. Skitter, 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 skitter through the dust. I am now covered in it. I'm now a white
Yeah,
crow.
this area seems to have less dust in it. More dust, I mean.
A path less traveled, I suppose. Okay, I'm gonna peek around the corner.
You see a whole bunch of bones piled up under.
Oh, heck. Is there
Well,
anything behind them?
yeah, there's a room with another chest.
Oh, wow. So it's just blocking a passage. Well, there's this door. I'm not gonna climb over a bunch of skeletons, so
This door also just opens up.
can... Oh, it just swings open. Okay, how convenient. Hello.
So the chest is behind a glass layer.
A layer of
There's
glass.
just like panes of glass standing in the way.
Are they movable? Do they look movable?
They look like they've been enframed, and you don't have. There's a small like lockbox like to open it,
Hmm.
but you don't have a key
Heck. Well, I
because it's just
suppose
wood.
there's another pile of skeleton remains. Is there anything behind it?
Well, behind the glass is a chest, as you can see.
Yes, but what about the pile of corpses in the southwestern part of the room?
It's pretty high up. You'll have to like climb up to see what's beyond it.
Heck, well, I'm not climbing over dead people. I'm kind of iffy. Like, I'm miffed enough just by trying to cut down rotting zombies. So, bleh. Like, I
So
am clearly qualified for the job, but I am very uncomfortable around undead.
okay.
So I'm gonna approach this door and try to open it.
The door opens up just fine.
Heck. Well, as I go inside, I'm gonna gently close it as I did before. This is really weird. Well, did it just lock?
Nope.
It still opens. It just kind of
Yep.
clicks. Okay. Heck. I'm a polite guest. I'm not gonna keep the doors open. So I turn around the corner and look down the corridor. Oh no! Oh no!
There's a
I'm
lot.
gonna have to. I'm gonna have to touch the dead people. Ugh. Eh.
These
I'm
are a
gonna
lot more like
circle around.
skeletons, and they're in a lot worse shape than the other ones are. Like there's broken bones. There's bones with still some flesh on them. It's not a pretty sight.
Yuck. It is not. Yikes. Well, I'm gonna pick the side which has the least of them and just kind of try to step over everything, and they probably
Roll me
crack
an acrobatics
disgustingly.
check.
Acrobatics. Okay. Wow.
You stumble, and unheroically, you kind of fall on your face.
Ow.
Beyond the pile, so you're not like in the pile of bones now, but
Ow.
it hurts.
I tripped and fell. Yes. Is my bird okay?
Your bird's okay. Your bird kind of just flaps their wings and lands.
It's a giant. It's a giant chicken. You can probably like kick it, and it's gonna fly a few hundred feet. Eh. Well, I get up and rub all the bruises and such.
You notice that this hallway
As
has
I turn the corner.
less potent lights in it, as if they're sort of losing strength.
Oh well, in that case, I'm gonna whip out my my sword and just kind of tap it, tink, with a thing, and I am gonna cast. 1 second. Why does my page not open? Oh, there we go. It just takes a while. I'm gonna tink my sword and I'm gonna cast. Let there be light.
Your sword now emits light.
Yes, I squash a bug from my little jar of bugs. There's probably a lot of them in this swamp, so. Bleh.
Okay.
I transfer the power of Firefly to my sword, and it's a giant Firefly butt now. How far does it eliminate? 20-foot radius, okay. And I can put it into the sheath of the sword, and then it's just gonna turn it off, basically.
Yep. That's how that
Hello,
works.
Mr. Hello, Mr. Door.
The door
May I
opens up
get in?
just fine.
Yes. Oh heck, this is so much cleaner. which is probably even worse in terms of smell.
This room is mostly some, like there are some tables with some shit on it, but other than that, it's a pretty sparse room.
Heck, what's in here? There's clearly a door missing, but there's like a door
There's
frame.
an archway and there's a bunch of bones and body parts.
Well, let's hope they don't come to life. Haha, am I right? The bird doesn't find it amusing at all. It probably doesn't like the fact that I'm talking to it or talking to myself either. Oh my god, Jesus. Those are some big skeletons.
They are. This room is dominated by the presence of two very titanic heaps of bones. They look almost animate, sometimes twitching, but it might just be your mind playing tricks.
Turn 180 degrees and I'm moving in the opposite direction for now. Yeah,
Very
I
well.
can scurry across the room from the scary skeletons. And 1 second. Eeny, miny, meeny, mo. Well, I suppose I'm going to approach this one door first.
Okay. It opens up like all the others.
Oh.
Inside is a room with a mob of zombies. And a particularly large undead.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a really large version of a regular undead. Not much else, just setting it apart.
Well, these are fashionable zombies.
They're also behind bars.
Behind bars. But there is a chest. This seems like such a big dummy trap. Well, clearly, I don't want to ruin somebody else's work. So unless until at the very least I get to talk to the guy, I'm not going to try and kill him. So I'm just going to scurry around and not agitate them no matter how much I want to, like, just rattle the bars a little bit. I mean, they're undead. I should probably at the very least treat them with respect as long as they don't try to eat my face. Me.
Okay, so you ignore them for now.
Yes.
Okay. This door opens up nicely. You notice that this door and the door you went through last are more reinforced, presumably because of the undead population that's in it.
Probably. I'm gonna look it behind me with this little like airlock. I would imagine that it should roughly be around the same spot as the dangerous gas
You guess
noxious
right,
room was.
because since you make that assumption, I assume that you're going to sniff at the door or something.
Yes.
In that case, then you do indeed notice that there is like gas leaking from the very slim cracks.
You. In which case, I'm gonna step back before I breathe too much of that, and just gonna slam the door back behind me.
Okay.
But not too loud.
No,
I mean, the undead probably react to the noise. In case I just scurry past them, and in case any one of them looks at me, I just kind of wave my hand to them. Hello.
they seem mostly inert, surprisingly.
Heck. This is interesting. And I lock the door behind me and approach the door that I missed before.
Okay, this door is well reinforced. It's made out of sturdy steel, but it opens up easy nonetheless. And you enter into a room
Yes.
with several giant zombies contained within containers. They are made out of all kinds of random parts, but you can clearly tell there's some hill giant in there, for like the most part.
Oh heck, are they?
Considering that there's like lots of parts over in the corner, you figure this might be an assembly station of sorts.
Yes. Somebody's playing Frankenstein, huh?
Well, they are a necromancer.
Yes. Do they react to my presence in any way?
Not yet,
Does it place
which
around?
is kind of strange because they should be able to see you.
They see me, but they don't have the command to kill me, probably.
You notice that the door you went through has been closed behind you.
What? Oh heck, does it open?
Nope.
No. Well, so much for that. I'm gonna follow the circumference of the room and approach the door on the other end of this.
You suddenly hear a voice cackling through the air. It's not tax season yet. And you suddenly notice that the containers, the glass containers that the undead are kept in, slide open, revealing the undead.
Well,
Their eyes
I'm
are
not
now
here.
glowing a bright red colors.
Yes. Well, this is not for taxes, but I did come to talk. I'm not here with any malicious intent.
You hear no response.
Damn. Well, birdie bird, go for the eyes. Try not to eat anything is probably going to give you a stomachache.
Set up your initiative.
Yes, click on the character and then in it.
Don't you have amazing? Yeah, I have amazing initiative, but you don't have dual initiative, which is what I'm thinking of. Whoops. Okay. So you go first.
Should I do it?
No, 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 no. You go first.
Okay. Well, are they in range of my fireball, assuming I cast it somewhere in the middle between them? Let me check the distance in this thing. Fireball spell generates searing explosion of blah blah blah. Explosion creates almost no pressure. 20 feet radius spread, which means where's my little thingy? From the center of this. Yeah, they're all within range.
Yep.
At the very least. Well, in which case I am going to use my first turn to aim my fireball smack dab in the middle of it, which is, come on, why doesn't it click? Basically right in the center of the room. Just aim it at the floor and toss it there. Just chuck it.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Yep. Yes, spells thingy. Where is it? Boom. Yes, got to deal with the undead the old-fashioned way. Burn them.
Let me just take care of their. Let me just replace these guys so I can just copy paste them.
Yes. Also, meanwhile, when you have just a slight moment, look at this.
Oh god, twin-headed snakes. They're so funky. Because one's bigger than the other too. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, you deal 30. Okay. You throw your fireball outwards, and it impacts with tremendous might on the creatures. The zombies look kind of burnt to a crisp, but they still seem in decent shape. Like
yes.
some of the random parts and flesh is stripped, but that's it.
Yes. Did the spell do any actual damage to them, or is it just merely cosmetic?
They've actually taken damage. It's not just like they've got some crusty skin.
I see. Well, in that case, I'm gonna need a little bit more oomph to this, because clearly, if I shoot a fireball at the zombie, and I don't kill them, now I have a zombie walking towards me that is on fire.
Yep. It's getting really hot in here, and it's getting kind of smoky. And it's a really unpleasant smoky smell as they surround you.
Yes.
And they all go in for something very unique. They're going to grab you. And they're going to try and tear you to pieces.
Oh, no perverts.
Like, they're grabbing for your arms and your legs to try and take every part out of you. I need to know something about your defenses. Does this tell me defensive stats, please?
Yes.
Okay. They actually get a grab on you. And I'm going to need a strength check or a fortitude save, whichever you prefer.
Let me try fortitude save because I'm that resilient. I'm a strong bird, or at least I would like to think that I am.
Okay, no,
Because
you failed it. You're gonna take some heavy damage from this.
Yes.
So they grab at you and they pull, and you just feel like you're getting torn in every direction at once.
Oh no, I'm gonna get quartered.
You take an accumulative 21 damage.
Ugh.
As your body strains under the pulling.
Oh no, they're gonna pull all my feathers out. Ow! Let me reduce my hit points too. By the way, why can't I click on myself anymore? Have you done something?
What do you mean?
I can't click on my little icon anymore.
Click.
On the map, on the token.
Click now.
I'm doing it. Nothing happens. It's like I am unable to select it.
Okay, I'll just change the values for you.
Please do. Thank you. Also, I won't be able to move. Oh, I know why. Because I'm an idiot. There we go. Thank you. I was still in the ruler thingy.
You are grappled,
Bleh.
and you are getting
Yes.
pulled at in every direction.
Yes.
It hurts like hell, but you have an
It
arm
hurts
free.
like hell. Yes. I have an arm free, and probably it's the arm with the spells.
You,
Or the arm with a sword. Which one? Wait, if I was standing like this, and if they grabbed me, if I was facing them, they would grab both of my legs and my right hand, which means my right hand is. Let me check real quick. Was my left hand a robot one?
I don't know. You get to decide this one for yourself. Which one's
No, I
arm
know,
free?
but I specifically specified limb jack left.
Yeah,
Yes,
but I did
my
not
limb jack.
specify which limbs they grabbed.
Oh, oh, so it could be like upside down or something.
Yes.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Then my limb jack is open, and my limb jack has the sword. In which case, I would love to use my Arcana, the haste for extra attacks, and just go nuts on these guys.
You now
Or
have
at the
haste.
very least, I do not.
You now have haste.
Yes. So that means I have 2 attacks. No, wait. How many attacks do I get as a level
You
9
get 3
magus?
with haste.
With haste, 3 attacks. In
2 at
which case,
full
I'm gonna
and 1 at -5.
yes, and in which case, I'm gonna try to hack the guy's hands off that is holding my legs, or one of the legs. In which case, I need to do 3 attacks. Attack number 1, attack number 2, and the other at -5, right?
Yes.
Boom.
So you make 2 hits. Your first 2 hit.
That is 16 damage to the guy.
To which guy?
To the one that's holding my legs, because I'm swinging with my left arm at the guy who's holding my left leg.
I haven't specified any of that, but you manage to swing your arm around and chop his hand off, releasing your leg,
Yes.
and then your other leg, and they now have one. They are down one hand.
Yes, they're still pulling on my hand.
They're still
Damn.
pulling on your one arm, and they kind of try to swing you for this one.
Swing me like at the wall. Ow.
Give me a strength check.
A strength check. Yes. Strength check. Beep. Boop. Oh no.
You
I'm
are
just a tiny
you are
chicken.
swung into the wall as they release you, and the other two go in for a beating, pounding
Oh
you into the
no.
wall.
No. I'm just a chicken.
You take 10 damage as one of them just swings and decks you.
Oh no. Boop. Hey, come on. I did 57. Save change. There we go.
Go ahead.
Ow. Is it me again?
Yes. Don't forget
All
that you
right.
have mythic surges and such, and mythic and amazing initiative and such.
Yeah, but I don't have the space. Are they slow enough for me to try and make a run for it and at least make some space between us?
You could try.
What would I need to attempt to do so? I
Well,
would
they
like
are
to weasel
zombies,
my
so they
way.
can't really make attacks of opportunities effectively. So
I see. I still have haste, I would imagine. How long does
yes,
it last?
as
Due
long as
to the...
your intelligence modifier determines that.
Uh-huh. Well, my intelligence is +3, so I would imagine at least 3 rounds.
Yes.
Okay, well, in which case, I'm going to attempt to cut the hand that is holding my other hand. Just kind of chop it off.
Oh, he's already let go, like he swung you with it.
Oh, he let go?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case... One moment, let me see the spell. I do have an interesting spell. That would be the one. Blade Dash. Let's see. Why is it searching? Eh. Come on, baby. Hold together. This room is big enough for me to actually do the whole thing. To do the 30 feet. So, Blade Dash. But it's not on the list. Am I punching in the spell name wrong?
I can pull up. I think I should have it open somewhere. Here, Blade Dash. Okay, what you get to do is you get to move in a straight line.
Yes,
You get
for
to make a
30
single
feet.
melee attack at one creature you are adjacent to at any point along the 30 feet.
Yes, until I get the greater one. But that is going to be later. I am going to rush forward with a spell. 30 feet in this direction. And I'm gonna try not to end up inside one of the cages because I don't want to
The
be
cages are
inside
mostly
a
open.
cage.
There's like nothing actually obstructing any horizontal movement.
Well, maybe they will close if I'm inside.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move to this position.
As a quick note, by the way, the panels of the cages are on the floor. So
Oh, so they've opened?
yeah, so they open in sort of like a lotus. Like
Ah, I see. Okay, fair enough. In which case, I'm gonna stand here
okay,
and I'm gonna attack the one that I chucked the most because they're all within range.
okay,
The one that got the fireball and the one that got chunked for 16 damage with the sword.
okay.
I strike a cool pose and I just kind of teleport, leaving like a mirage of several images, after images of
Yes,
myself as I dash through the room.
very fast.
Yes, and let me do the attack. Blam.
You destroy him. Kapoosh.
Nice.
You cleave him in half, and you hear the fizzling and sizzling of like magics becoming inert.
Well, boys, who's next?
Oh,
They probably like look at a chair. It's like,
they don't understand you, so
well, I don't speak Necril, so I probably can't even
they
discuss
might not
anything
even
now.
be intelligent enough to speak at all.
Do they move in any particular manner? Do they look like they're
They are
dolls
not
controlled by
intelligent
strings
by
or
the looks
something?
of it.
Eh, bleh.
I mean, if they were intelligent, they wouldn't have let you go and just continue to tear at you.
Yes. So I end up over here.
Okay. Reflex check.
Reflex check. Ooh. I'll be defenses. That is
Okay.
16.
You roll out of the way as the cage starts to close under you.
Huh. I just kind of step off the one of the lotus.
No, you actually have to make a dive because these are pretty big cages. So,
Oh, so it starts lifting with me and I just kind of.
yep. You hear a hiss coming from the cage itself.
Yes.
The kind of hiss you'd expect to hear from depressurization.
Uh-oh. If I was inside, I would probably explode it.
Gotta preserve them bodies somehow.
Yeah.
But the creatures start coming at you.
Oh, no.
But they can't move it. They sort of bump into each other halfway through.
Yeah, well, that is a common problem with trying to get one opponent. If you try to do it all at once, you just kind of get in each other's way.
So they're now kind of stuck like between the support pillar of one cage and the complete cage structure of the other. So your action, please.
Yes. Well, I'm going to jump as far as possible. I'm going to cast a fireball at these big boys.
Roll!
Yes, no one spells.
It's
And
getting
it's going to be...
awfully smoky in here with all this fire.
Yes. I'm coughing and my eyes are crying and everything.
So their bodies collapse, but they're still very smoky. And they're
Meh.
burning. And the air is getting thicker.
Meh. I'm going to rush over and try to open the door on the other end of this.
The door opens.
Oh, that's good. I just got to tumble in with my bird.
There's some nice fresh air for you.
Thanks. I'm going to close the door behind me because, good lord, this is going to just ridiculous bird flesh and everything.
Yep.
You sigh. Is it something that I shouldn't
No,
do?
move on, please.
Okay. Too many descriptors, I guess. As I lift myself up and dust myself off,
So
I
there's a cage in front of
approach
you,
the...
and
Yes,
inside the cage are two very nice statues and some bones in the background.
those are statues.
Yeah, they're statues.
Heck.
Very
What
nice
are the
statues
statues
too.
of?
They're humanoid figures, and they got some gnarly looking claws on them, made out of gemstones.
Heck. Well, I'm gonna rattle the. I'm gonna knock on the bars of the cage with my sword, just a tiny bit.
Nothing happens, except the noise.
Well, I'm clearly being watched. At the very least, the owners are aware of my existence,
Mm-hmm.
of my presence here. So, if anything, if he's dead, the power of all the other zombies will probably also dissipate. So I'll get a list at the very least a little bit easier time. I try to sniff the door as well, just in case, because this
Poison.
seems awfully close. Damn it! It's the poison. Oof. Yeah, I back away. Go back to here.
Mm-hmm.
I hold my breath as much as possible. Just wrap myself in the bird and cloth, and just kind of try to dash through to the door on the other side.
Okay. Roll me a fortitude save.
1 second. There you go.
You're fine. A little bit of a
Yes.
coughing fit, but you're otherwise fine. The door
Coughing
opens
fit.
now. You notice?
Yes, it was closed before.
Yeah, it was
Dang,
closed.
that is just
It doesn't have any
gnarly.
locking mechanism or anything, so that was funky.
No, it's fine. It probably was magical, or at the very least, there was some
You
sort of
never checked if it
trapdoor.
was locked.
What do you mean?
You never
It just
checked if it
didn't
was
open
locked.
for me. Maybe somebody was holding it from the other side.
Who
I
knows?
wouldn't know. Yes.
Move on.
Well, I mean, if everything is covered in dust, can I see any footsteps, any fresh footsteps
Yes,
in the? Oh,
there's
do
like
they lead anywhere in particular?
they lead to the west. To here.
Yes. Well, I follow the footsteps. Footprints, I mean. Huh. Whose footprints are these?
I don't know.
And I walk inside the room. Are the skeletons still twitching?
Yes.
Oh. Ugh. Ugh. Step, 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 step. Actually, I'm going to try to attempt to sneak past them. Because it feels really uneasy, so that would be the stealth roll, I would imagine, right?
Go for it.
Yeah.
You make it through just silently.
Yes! And my little bird is also silent. And I try to push the door open. Wait, no. Quick suggestion. Sniff
Yes.
this one.
What's your suggestion?
To sniff the door in case there's more poison behind it.
You sniff nothing.
Alright, then I'm going to try to push it open.
There's a body in the corner. There's
Heck.
some coins and clutter on the, next to the body.
Mhm.
And then your eye falls upon the very large, energy crackling zombie. This thing looks fierce.
Oh no.
It's also very, very large.
Yes. Which means it's easy to hit, but probably very, very hard to get away from. Probably has enormous range. I would like to sneaky sneak myself past if it hasn't noticed me.
Go for it.
Yes, in which case. Boom.
You sneaky sneak. Where to?
I would imagine to the opposite side of the room.
Okie do. You sneak, 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 sneak.
Unless I need to make more rolls than just one.
No, you're fine. What are you doing?
I'm gonna sniff the door.
No poison.
I'd like to try to push it open.
You can't push it open.
Can I pull it open?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull it open.
A whole bunch
Slowly.
of bones come clattering out the door.
God damn it.
It's an effective catch mechanism for thieves.
Yes.
They'd naturally take the shortest route to the nearest door and then clatter, clatter, clatter.
Yes.
The creature turns
Curse
around
you.
and faces you with its many dead eyes.
Is it possible for me to play dead? Just kind
Roll
of
me a
flop on the
bluff
floor.
as you try to act your way through this one.
I mean, pretend dead when faced with a bear.
It's not buying it.
Okay, in which case I'm just gonna
You're
rise
prone,
back
though,
up.
because you're playing dead.
Oh,
It gets the first round as such, no matter what it rolls in its initiative.
damn it. Let me roll the initiative real quick now. Beep.
Beep, boop, bop.
Somehow I rolled the same number as before.
This boy is big and beefy.
He's gonna punch me into death. No.
It's
By the way,
holding
can the bird participate in combat?
it can at most deliver some spells, like touch spells, at a distance, but that's about it.
Okay.
So this creature walks up to you very slowly.
Yes.
Every step is slow and deliberate, and it just kind of keeps walking forward. It doesn't stop. It just kind of walks you into the wall. And
Ow.
then, because it's so tall that its knee is pushing against your face, just kind of you into the wall.
Ow. Wow. That's probably a broken beak right
However,
there.
you managed to dodge out of the way.
I do, but I didn't roll
Somehow.
anything.
No, I roll an attack. That's what I do.
Oh, and it rolled poorly. That's why. It just misses me. Just
You
kind
you
of.
hear you see the wall crack, but you also see that its
Yeah.
bone is cracked.
Ow.
I don't know if a
Ugh.
bone is actually stronger than stone, but there you go.
It's not necessarily, but if it didn't like didn't really measure its strength, it could probably break a bone.
Oh
Yes.
God, someone's calling me.
I'm sorry. What? Eh.
Here I was thinking the dinner would be late, when then dinner just comes up early, and now someone is sending me another freaking text message. I'm sorry,
That's
Komo.
okay.
We're
Do
gonna
you
have to
want it?
we're gonna have to call it.
Okay. Well, we're in the middle of the battle, and it's horrifying. And I just got assaulted by a zombie. It's like its dangly parts is right above me, and it's like, ew.
It has no dangly parts. That would take
Thank
extra work.
God. Thank God.
Thank
Still is
God for the lazy
disgusting, but
necromancer. That being said, a lot of shock value if you see a half-rotten dingus coming at you.
that's what I said. Yes, that would have been just terrifying. I would be demoralized for days because I'm a bird, and it's like, ew, human farts.
Anyway,
Yes.
stream over. Sorry about this, boys and
Don't worry
boyettes.
about it. Don't worry about it. It was neat.
Maybe tomorrow we can do that thing with Zyla with the level 12. Oh no, she hasn't finished her character yet.
Well, we can still do the tango, the
Yeah,
bird
I
that everybody
know. I
beats to
know.
death. I'm just gonna play this tango as like, really scrawny, very light person. You can kick them and they're gonna go straight to the moon.
It's not very magus-like of you. Anyway,
It's
say
not very
goodbye.
major, just like goodbye.